Assalamu alaikum guys, it's your brother Ahmed Basal.
Salam guys, it's me Zak.
And as you know, we've been helping the people of Yemen since Ramadan this year, 2021. Since we started talking about Yemen, people have been asking tons of questions about what's happening over there and the situation on the ground. So we've got your questions here, we're going to read them out and answer them for you.
So guys, Yelda asked, can you explain the situation in Yemen in 30 seconds? SubhanAllah, the situation in Yemen is very sad to say the least. Yemen has the largest humanitarian crisis in the world, with more than 24 million people, some 80% of the population in need of humanitarian assistance, including more than 12 million children.
Next question, guys. Sister Rida asked us, why is it so hard for Yemenis to access food and water, as aren't the stores and restaurants open? Well, Sister Rida, that's a really good question. In a wartime situation, people aren't sticking around to run their shops and restaurants. So a lot of people have tried to flee the area where there's danger. They're afraid for their lives. So that means the restaurants and the shops are closed and people can't just go in and buy what they need. To add to the complications, logistics are very difficult. So getting produce and canned foods and things into stores in the first place is difficult because there's a war going on. So all the stores are closed, all the restaurants are closed, and it's very hard to move things around, supplies, so people are finding it very hard to get access to food.
So Brother Ibrahim asked, what does a daily Yemeni diet look like? Unfortunately, with limited food and water throughout the country, a luxury meal for many Yemenis is basically a bit of bread and tea. For you and I, that's nothing, but in Yemen, that's sadly a luxury meal, and subhanAllah, that's very sad.
Next question, guys. Sister Samira asked us, I heard food and water is going to run out in Yemen by 2030. What happens after that? Well, Sister Samira, that's actually a really scary question because the answer is nobody knows. Right now, nobody has any accurate forecasts on how we can get enough food there to feed the Yemeni people, or if those Yemeni people can escape the war zone and get out. So nobody but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows, but we want to do everything that we can with your help to feed as many people as we can so that people don't starve.
So Brother Ahmed has asked, can you tell me why people are living in camps? Don't they have homes? So subhanAllah, ongoing conflict has displaced over 4 million Yemenis. It has also devastated the country's infrastructure, which includes their homes. And unfortunately, many people have been forced to live in refugee camps. And that's very sad to see.
Next question, guys. Sister Jasmine asked us, I'm pregnant and I can't wait to give birth to my little one. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you and your baby, inshallah, sister. But I recently read on your page that 1.2 million pregnant women in Yemen are on the verge of starving. How is this possible and what can I do to help? Unfortunately, yes, sister, having a food shortage affects pregnant women like it does everybody else. It's really sad to think that every 2 hours, a woman in Yemen dies during childbirth just because there's no adequate medical care. Again, we got to remember that it's a war zone. Everybody's trying to get out of the country. Doctors and nurses aren't sticking around to run hospitals. There's even a famous story of a woman who gave birth in the middle of a gun battle with bullets flying overhead, and she had her baby then and there. So you guys at home can click on the links around this video to donate a food pack that will feed people in Yemen who would otherwise starve if it wasn't for your help. With MATW Project, we can do as much as we can to save as many Yemeni lives as we can.